What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode. Got a great one for you today. You ever just need fragrances to help boost your mood? I know I do. I know fragrances are meant to help us smell great and get compliments and help us boost our confidence and boost our attractiveness. But they're also meant to help boost our mood. So today I'm going to go over 10 of the best ouds to help boost your moods. Yeah, let's get into this. Cue that intro. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of My Two Cents, the show all about boosting your confidence through the art of fragrance and becoming a lasting scent memory. My name is Brian, and I hope you guys are doing fantastic on this beautiful Wednesday. I want to take a second and just thank all of you who have subscribed to my channel. It means so very much to me, and I'm so blessed to be a part of your fragrance family. And if you're new to this channel, and this is your first time stopping by, and you like talking about all things fragrance, well, then do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button down below. Helps me get my 2 cents out into the world. Hit that notification bell so that you know when I'm posting new content. Throw me up one of these and drop me some comments down below, because I look forward to getting to know you. So let's get into these 10 mood boosting ouds. Okay, so I love oud. I love oud fragrances so stinking much. And I've been doing a lot of research on oud. And I never really understood how complex and how meaningful oud is, especially in different parts of the world. So today I want to go over some history of oud real quick. I'm going to go over 10 of the ouds that I have in my fragrance collection that I think can help uplift your mood. Okay, so little history on oud. I know a lot of you might be familiar with oud, but I just want to go over real quick for those who aren't very familiar with oud. Oud really has just taken off in the last 15 years in the United States. It's been huge, and it goes back thousands and thousands of years in the Middle East and in Asia, and it all comes from the Agularia tree, which is native to Southeast Asia, Indonesia, and Bangladesh. Now, what is oud, or agar wood? Well, what happens is Agularia trees have a natural defense mechanism against the elements, against Mother Nature, against bugs, natural disasters, and unfortunately, unnatural disasters. So what happens is when these trees get wounds, they create a fungus called oud or agar wood to help protect and scab over these wounds. And that agar wood continues to form and form and form and protect the tree for hundreds and thousands of years. So consider it like a scab. Yeah, this big thick scab. It's kind of gross if you think about it, but it's not, because it smells amazing. And oud goes back to like biblical times, even probably before biblical times. And it is used in a lot of religious practices. It's used for cleansing of homes, and it is used for mood boosting. And in a lot of these Middle Eastern countries, it is used as a, let's say, a way to differentiate and become unique. Because, you know, they wear white and black all the time, so they use oud and different oud oils and perfumes to accentuate themselves, make them different, and make them more unique. It's pretty cool. It's also used in Asian cultures for feng shui. Also pretty cool. Big issue with oud is it's becoming extinct. And you're not, all these really old precious ouds aren't really around anymore. It's really sad because oud is so amazing, yet now it's black marketed. And people die every day over oud, which is terrible. And, you know, I know a lot of fragrance reviewers and a lot of people out there talk about synthetic ouds. Well, because it's so rare and pretty much going extinct, chemists and perfumers have come up with a synthetic way of making the scent of oud. And I'm going to go over a few of those today, and then I'm also going to be going over some that have natural ouds in them. I'm just hoping that with every natural, artisanal, or high-end niche oud that I buy, I'm not helping the extinction of oud. I'm really hoping that a lot of these brands give back to the preservation of this natural ingredient that is so incredible. So, there's some history for you. And now, let's get into the mood-boosting Ouds, whiffs and sniffs. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is the first 4 or 5 are really going to be for the beginners. They're just beginner Ouds, more synthetic. They do have natural oud in them. It's going to be a very, very small amount, very small concentration of oud. Most of them probably don't. So synthetics, yes, don't smell as natural, but they still hold their place in the fragrance community, in my opinion. And the first one I'm going to be talking about is Lattafa, Pure Oud. So I got this fragrance, I think it was this last November. Ash over at Gensense recommended it, and he had picked it up from fragrancebuy.ca, and so did I. And it was only $17.99 for 100 ml, and it came with a body spray, or body mist, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I haven't used a body mist, but as for the fragrance, this is definitely a great beginner's oud. Great atomizer. So this is going to be definitely along your more Middle Eastern style of ouds. To me, this smells very luxurious and soft and welcoming. Real big players in this are, of course, going to be oud, and then cinnamon, nutmeg, some jasmine to give it a nice florality and softness and a little bit of powderiness. And then it dries down with this nice amber and some woods. Now, I don't know how natural this is. It does smell a lot more synthetic to my nose, and I don't know if you can see this, but they say there's oud, agar wood, floating around in this guy. Now, if that's actual agar wood for $17.99, that's got to be really low-end agar wood, because agar wood is about $5,000 a kilo. That's $350 for 3 mLs. Yeah. And that's for your low end agar wood. It goes up to $125,000 to $150,000 a kilo. That's more expensive than gold and cocaine. Yeah. Definitely a great beginner's oud would be Pure Oud by Lattafa. This next one you can find at most of your rack stores. So if you got a TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Burlington and you see this, definitely pick it up. That's going to be Banana Republic 17 Oud Mosaic. This is a great entry-level oud for the fact that this actually brings kind of that barnyardy animalistic character and note to it. Not in a bad pungent way, but you can kind of get it in there. If this does use any natural oud, it definitely smells more like it does than pure oud, but I believe, again, it's going to be more synthetic, especially for $19.99. Big players right off the top are going to be this slight plum and cardamom note. And then, of course, you're going to get oud and some rose. And rose and oud they're like peas and carrots. Totally go so well together. It's a beautiful fragrance, especially for the price. $19.99 at Burlington, $21.99 at Marshalls or TJ Maxx. Check it out, Oud Mosaic. Next one, again, comes from Lattafa. And I'm so proud of this purchase, and I've already done a sort of review on it because it smells a lot like Oud for Greatness, but it's actually Lattafa Oud for Glory. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been wearing this a lot more, and Oud for Greatness, though it is amazing and great, and it does smell more natural, this is so stinking good as well. Saffron, nutmeg, spice, musk, and oud. This, again, smells of royalty. Smells very luxurious. I know a lot of reviewers out there say, hey, this is best in fall and winter or evenings, but I actually like to wear this when it's kind of hot outside. If you think in the Middle Eastern countries, they wear fragrances like this all the time. And yeah, just don't spray heavy. Give it a couple sprays and see how it performs for you out in the heat. Because it performs really well for me. And for 30 bucks, you cannot go wrong with this. 100 ml, $30, Oud for Greatness, $380, I believe, retail. Though, I'm not saying anything bad about Initio's Oud for Greatness, because it is a better fragrance. But this is still really, really stinking good. Alright, so Tom Ford's Oud Wood. I guess you could say now it's become an icon. It is so beautiful. It is an amazing fragrance, but there is a fragrance out there that smells a lot like it. And it's going to be Versace Pour Homme Oud Noir. This is super close to Tom Ford's Oud Wood. Once it dries down, it kind of goes in a different direction, but this is a bright, fresh, woody, not a very pungent oud. It's more on your sweet side, and it doesn't have that animalisticness to it. It's a nice, soft, woodsy oud. Big players in this fragrance are going to be the bitter orange cardamom, with some nice incense, and then, of course, oud. Versace did a really good job with this. Also, kind of all year round, though it does play better at night and in fall and winter. But you can totally rock this, you know, not when it's super hot outside because it can become pretty cloying. But again, if you dumb down the sprays, it might just work really well for you. And this definitely puts me in kind of a bright mood. It turns my frown upside down and just kind of softens the stress, if you know what I mean. So check out Versace Pour Homme Oud Noir. So one I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about, and I love this house, and it's coming from the house of Penhaligons, and it's Alizarin. The Penhaligons isn't really known for doing oud fragrances, but I really was curious about this. I got this for $125. I do believe I got this off of FragranceNet. Love the bow tie. I'm a bow tie guy. Love bow ties. It's sweet, but it's musky and spicy, and oudy, all kind of just rounded into one beautiful fragrance. The big players in this for me are going to be mandarin orange, some oud, incense, leather, and iris. The iris isn't a powdery iris. It's more of just kind of, it's sitting in the background. It's more of just the nice florality of the iris. It's a beautiful fragrance, and this is something that could be a signature scent. If I've had a bad day and I just want something to uplift my mood a little bit, Alizarin. It's not like a pungent oud whatsoever, more on your soft and sweet oud. So now we're getting into the much more expensive ouds. But I love this one. I hear a lot of people kind of give this entire brand a lot of crap, and they don't really like it. Why? Because they do mostly all eau de colognes, so lower concentration. But I was shopping one day and I wanted to find me a nice oud fragrance that I could wear during the spring and summer. Something that's not going to become too cloying and just something beautiful. And I found Joe Malone's Oud Bergamot. Guys, I'm going to tell you what. Even though this is an eau de cologne, the one thing that eau de colognes do very well is the opening of eau de colognes, the first 30 minutes to an hour, are just so stinking beautiful. And this one, yeah, for $195 for 100 ml is expensive, but it is an eau de cologne intense. I get about 5 hours on with this, but the oud, some say is synthetic. I think it is a very small amount of concentration of natural oud oils, but the bergamot and orange and cedar, I mean, it's beautiful. I've had people follow me around the mall and stop me and ask me what I was wearing, because it's attractive, it's magnetizing, it pulls people in, and it is such a beautiful fragrance. And again, this is highly versatile. You can wear all year round. I like to spritz this on if I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and I just want to be in a good mood. They should call it Mood in Bergamot because it's uplifting. The next one comes from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and it's oud. Nobody ever talks about this. I don't understand why. Out of all the ouds, out of the MFK line, this is the most masculine. Not saying that oud satin mood, oud silk mood, oud cashmere mood can't be worn by a man, because they can. I own all of them except cashmere mood. But this one I like to wear the most. Because I have so many rose and oud fragrances. And this one, there's no rose. Big players in this are going to be the saffron, elemi resin, oud, of course. It's beautiful. It's long-lasting. And the way that it works on my skin, it's got this soft, pillowy cuddliness to it. I don't know how to best describe that. I've definitely, when I get the attention from the ladies or even men, they're like, man, you smell elegant. And that's what this is. Francis Kurkdjian is a master at French perfumery. And this is a very well-rounded fragrance. And the oud in this definitely boosts my mood. And I got this for about 235 bucks. I know it's expensive for a 70 ml, but once you get into those higher end natural ouds, yeah, it gets more expensive. But there's just something to be said. A little goes a long way with these guys. I couldn't do this video without throwing in at least one Tom Ford Oud fragrance. And it's not going to be Oud Wood because I've already thrown in Pour Homme Oud Noir by Versace. Can you guess what it's going to be? Yeah, Tom Ford's Tobacco Oud. When I want to feel like a badass, when I'm in the mood to just grab the attention of everybody in the room, no matter what, I wear Tobacco Oud. Big players in this. Bright burst of whiskey right up front. And I'm not talking like, I'm not talking a soft, sweet whiskey. I'm talking like a harsh, beautiful, single malt. Not an Isla whiskey, but I'm talking like a Highlander Speyside. So a little bit sweeter, but just grabs your attention. Then, of course, you get the tobacco. The tobacco is an ashy tobacco. But it flirts with that oud and incense and spices. Oh my God. And yes, this definitely can get you backhanded compliments, but it's okay because you wear this with confidence. You don't care what anybody else thinks. That is the mood that this puts me in. This is such a badass fragrance. It's discontinued, but I hope that they bring it out on their signature line. And if you can find this for, well, $300 or less, pick it up. And this made my top 5 Tom Ford list episode, which I'll leave right here. And there's definitely a reason for that. If you can find a decant sample, get it. This is beautiful. And it'll put you in a badass mood. And now we're getting into extremely artisanal, amazing ouds. I'm going to do a full review of this house very soon. I've got 3 fragrances from them, and I have some samples to give away. And the house that I'm speaking of is Bortnikoff. Dmitry Bortnikoff, chemist, perfumer, Russian, makes some of the most natural and beautiful fragrances. Not to mention, look at that bottle. That bottle is gorgeous. These are going to not be in any way, shape, or form a beginner's oud. You need to grow into a lot of these other ouds or styles of ouds before you can really learn to appreciate ouds in this manner. Man, what to say about this? First of all, it's supernatural. Not like ghosts, but it is super natural. Right up top, you get some orange, cardamom, and of course, oud. Then that starts softening down, and there's like 2 or 3 different types of oud in this. Once that starts softening down, then you get into rose and spices. And the full dry down, you're going to get sandalwood and Indian oud and some more oud and some woods. I mean, it is gorgeous. This is about $300 for a 50 ml, but a little goes a long way. It is beautiful. It definitely takes confidence to rock these because they're so natural. And to some people, a little too natural. But to me, I love this. This is one of those that I put on a tux or a suit, spray this on, and I just walk out and forget exactly what I'm wearing. And then people are like, hey, what is that you're wearing? It's something I've never smelled before. I'm like, it's Bortnikoff Mysterious Oud. It is luxurious, sophisticated, beautiful, and also great for, I say, all year round. This is not just a fall and winter fragrance. It's got enough brightness and citrus up top to be worn in spring and summer, but a lot of depth to be worn in fall and winter and in the evenings. Again, I'll be doing a full review on my 3 Bortnikoffs and be giving away some samples, so stay tuned for that. Alberto Morillas. Acqua di Gio, and Jeremy Fragrance's fragrances. That's kind of tough to say. Jeremy Fragrance's fragrances. Fragrance One fragrances? Whatever. He is the nose on so many iconic fragrances, but he's really known for doing a lot of fresh aquatics. But did you know that he did one for Kilian? And it's Musk Oud. This is what I was hoping for when I purchased this fragrance, because I completely blind bought it. And I saw that Alberto Morillas was the nose, and he nailed it. First and foremost, this is a beast. It is expensive. $320 for a 50 ml. Worth every penny in my eyes. You're going to get lemon up top, but it's not the main player. Then you're going to get some spices, and rose comes in. Ooh, the rose in this is just, it is a creamy rose. And then oud, of course. And then there's rum, which rum comes in more of the heart and into the dry down. And it is this beautiful booziness. Beautiful. Not medicinal whatsoever. And the oud in it does have this animalistic tone to it. But it's done in such a beautiful way. And then you get this beautiful cypress. Oh God, I love cypress. This is just an amazing fragrance from Alberto Morillas. Amazing. This just shows that he doesn't just do aquatics and freshies. He does amazing oud fragrances. If you can, check this out. Musk Oud by Kilian. This is one of my favorite mood boosting ouds. All right, there it is, guys. Those are 10 of the ouds that I have in my collection, going from some beginner ouds all the way into some big, high hitting, badass ouds that are more for, you know, the experienced. So oud is expensive. All right, it is very rare. It is a dying breed, unfortunately, and I hope that we can figure out a way to help the preservation of this natural ingredient that is incredible and is used for so many amazing things. So I thank you all for listening. Let me know in the comments down below any ouds that you recommend me getting, because I'll pick them up. I love oud fragrances. And remember, you're stinking beautiful. Until next time, happy scent trails.